Hey everybody, how's it going? Real Diversity. We are back with another video. I'm excited here. I'm just double checking to already do my daily today. Yep, I did. I think it's gonna reset real soon. What's going on? I think we're getting I know we're getting a new set soon, and I'm here to talk about some exciting potential, really just a potential meta shift. But I just double check Pokézone because Pokézone is usually really early. They usually get the set like a day early, and I'm also, if you guys are gonna enjoy this video, um, check out that video. I'm gonna drop a video too when they do release the set. They're gonna release the set on Pokézone before the actual set's release. So I'll just talk about the cards beforehand and what I expect and think is gonna probably be meta. But one card that has now entered the game that I've been waiting on, it is the rare candy, as you may know by the title of this video, and I'm pretty sure other people are probably talking about this and excited. Now, I was on the TCG, the actual TCG app a while, like before Pocket dropped. Pockets are just a lot quicker, and in my opinion, just a lot more fun. The matches aren't as long as the actual TCG, and then your deck building isn't as complex. So it's just a lot more fun to just jump in and play. But that game I did spend a lot of time on, and so coming to the Pocket felt so much easier to just navigate. Not just for me, but just like just like making decks just was nothing. So I realized I was making pretty much great decks early on. But point is, I just got a lot of insight on the Pokemon card game. So just know I already have a lot of ideas of what is going to be popular and what we can expect to see in after this new set releases. And so let's just jump into it. I'm just talk here, and I'm gonna just actually just pull up the gallery. No particular reason, but I will say the first cards that we can really expect to really jump up in popularity with the release of the rare candy. And let me explain it first. If you don't know what the rare candy is, the rare candy is an item that lets you evolve from your basic to a stage 2. So you don't need, so it pretty much allows you to skip two things. It allows you to skip a turn to evolve into your stage 1, so you don't have to waste a turn evolving into your stage 1, and it also allows you to avoid evolving without your stage 1. So it kind of is a really awesome item card that really helps you in two important ways. So you don't need your middle stage evolution, and then you also don't need to wait another turn to evolve. Now, just right off the bat, the first cards I thought of when this were the initial, like an early cancel cards. So Venusaur, Blastoise, Charizard EX, like the early ones. Well, to be fair, Charizard, the new Charizard, actually, I think it's more viable than the old one. But mainly just being able to get Blastoise online really early, even before he has like his full 5 energy, especially now with Misty, being able to evolve him early, get a Misty going, you can end games really quickly, swinging for 160, trying to, like, you can't, it's almost nothing but a Charizard that can one-shot a Blastoise. So Blastoise will be really strong and really competitive, and you can imagine he's going to be one of the first decks people are going to make. Is definitely like a Misty, like just a really lucky Misty deck. And you definitely with Manaphy too, just Manaphy, Misty, Rare Candy, and just blasting away with Blastoise. Now I checked real quick to see if there was any new trainer cards that would allow us to pull out items specifically. This would be really great too, getting Pokeballs or XPs or anything like that you may need. So I think this would be a really big card if they did add it, but it is not in. I didn't see any card that adds it. So Rare Candy won't be broken just yet. You still would need to draw that, and then your stage 2. So it'll still be quite a bit of work. So there's no way to really expedite it, but if you just get the lucky hand, you can evolve a turn early without your middle stage. So, but the first deck I definitely see is Blastoise for sure. Being able to swing with a high HP, it's gonna be tricky, because like if they can get Blastoise up within so their first turn, and then like, oh my god, your second, you go first, and then your second turn you evolve into Blastoise, Misty, and get like 2 flips. It's going to be insane. Like nothing you can do. So a lot of the meta is gonna flip, I think. And I know it's going to be a lot of cards right now. I'm just not thinking of immediately. But here's another big one that immediately. This is probably like right after I said the cancel stars. Probably this is definitely something they've needed. But another card that's immediately going to jump out in terms of ability is Gengar. They remember that EX Gengar that no one was like, it's just not viable. Yeah, that thing's gonna be pretty viable now. Imagine they have Gengar turn 2. You get one Professor Research off, and you're done for the rest of the game. Yeah, that you're gonna see a lot of that. It's going to be a meta deck shutter. That is actually probably I'll probably go ahead in like whale just and I'll already have the deck built and I'm gonna just whale to get that rare candy. Having been able to shut people down, it may not be the most consistent, especially without without any trainer cards that let you grab items. It's not gonna be the most consistent. But if you will pretty much shut any deck down that's trying to do anything with that, no Sabrinas. Remember this: the trainer cards have gotten really strong. Red, like it is. Gengar EX will be broken. I'm telling, mark my words now. Gengar EX. Remember, no one talked about it, and I actually pull him up right now. No one was talking about him, but he's gonna be talked about with his shadowy spellbind. So, yeah, crazy. Gonna be and maybe not even. He may not. What's crazy too is he may not even be the main attacker in the deck. It may not even be him. It may be someone else. But he's going to be a trouble. He's gonna be trouble. Okay, so he's like literally the first guy I thought of. There's plenty of others. Infernape I think is going to be pretty solid. Being able to swing for 140 in 2 turns, going to be really nice with Infernape. Now I didn't pre-write this or anything like that. I'm just going off of like what I just popping into my head. But what I know, I'm gonna search too just real quick in a minute, just see if there's anything I'm missing. But another card that stands out, Garchomp EX. Garchomp EX. And actually not both Garchomps is actually, and I'll tell you, Garchomp EX, he can swing for 1 energy early on and hit anybody for 50 for 1 energy. Imagine doing that your second turn. You're swinging for 50 on anybody, and then you're still building up that 100. Yeah, Garchomp's gonna be lethal. I think yeah, going first isn't going to be that bad. I'm telling you, going first is not gonna look as bad as we used to think. And I'll tell you this too. So we're gonna go to Garchomp real quick. Both Garchomps is because one Garchomp only needs 2 to attack on his normal version. So this was definitely gonna potentially be a deck. The only issue or con I can see is since it's a mixed attacker, it's gonna be inconsistent. That's the only thing is like you just kind of pray you get that lucky. But you can start swinging for 100 really early with him. Or like I said, with this EX Garchomp, if you evolve, you're already for just 1 energy swinging for 50 on anybody. So that's gonna be pretty lethal. Like that's one of the first 2. Gengar and Garchomp were like the other 2. As soon as I thought like Cancel Star was gonna be great, but yeah, these 2 are going to be the main bosses, if you would. Now let me do EX, and I'll do is this let me specify? It doesn't let me specify stage 1 or stage 2. That sucks. But I think because any EX is automatically going to be what, like a 4-star, right? So let me just glance really quickly. Machamp's not gonna like benefit at all from this. Machamp needs 4 energy. Yeah, obviously Gyarados, of course not. Pidgeot, again, if it needs 3, I think 3 energy to attack, you might as well just kind of wait. It's no rush on that, unless you have an ability like the Gengar. Gallade potentially, yeah, Gallade definitely. Anything with 2 energy is gonna be threatening. Like I said, Infernape jumped out to me immediately as well. But yeah, Galade's definitely going to be somebody to look out for. And I probably should have made sure. Beedrill's definitely going to be a card to look out for again. Beedrill is definitely somebody who already is pretty lethal now. But just, yeah, being able to get him going earlier, yeah, a turn earlier, yeah, Beedrill's gonna be a kind of this Electivire. What's he do? This Pokemon has at least 2 energy tests. Okay. And obviously, I want to make sure I'm not missing any cards. Hold on. So I'm going to turn that on. I think I have pretty much, let's see, a Pikachu X. Which what's funny enough, we don't have the normal Pikachu X, but we have like 3 like of the rare ones, I think. Who is this? Dialga EX. That's again, we have like 2, like the rare Dialgas, but not the normal ones. Kind of crazy when that happens like that. Who is this? Just Bebro EX. Okay, he's I think the only one I'm missing. So and Bebro's yeah, he's not even a stage 2 anyway. So now let me see if I can see some cards that that aren't EX. Let's see. I think we'll just do 3-star here. So almost all these are automatically going to be stage 1 or 2. Gardevoir, yep. That's why I went through this just to see if there's anything I'm just missing. Gardevoir, yep. Gardevoir is definitely going to be that's just like this is just going to be thrown immediately into the old Mewtwo decks for sure. For sure. Oh, Superior. Is this the Jungle Totem one? Yep. Superior is definitely going to be Celebi decks may make a comeback. Especially if you're able to get that on earlier. Yep, I can definitely see Celebi decks making a comeback. Rampardos, I'm sorry. I've been using him quite a bit. He's definitely could easily make a comeback for sure. Or he's already really solid, but he can definitely do a lot better. Another one, interesting enough, maybe this Electivire Luxury combo, maybe that can actually. What cards are we missing here? Leafeon, nothing. Okay, nothing. No stage 2s. Electivire and Volkner deck. If like anytime you have 2 stage 2s, it kind of gets real tricky. But when you're running like rare candies, running 2 stage 2s becomes like very doable. And a lot of times too, you don't even run. You run 1 mid evolution, so you can easily you can easily run the same deck. Just take out 2 of the middle evolutions for the 2 rare candies, and you have a deck. So it's gonna be just as simple as that. So Luxury Electivire, I think that could be a pretty good deck. I think with Volkner. See anything else that sticks out to me? Crobat, I think oh yeah, and yeah, I guess Greninja, Crobats, anything like that. That's like that needs a stage 3 on the bench to hit for extra damage or something. Yeah, Crobat and Greninja definitely are gonna see some more play. I've been looking at Masquerada. I think, and what's the original Alakazam? 20 to each. This deck does 20 damage to each of your opponent's bench. Okay, nothing too crazy with that. Masquerada, I think can it definitely you can throw a rare candy in there. I don't think you need like 2 in a Masquerada deck. I think 1 suffice. And then not to make this video too long since it's not unorganized anyway. But I did want to get this out because I was like, yeah, they definitely can. I can see a lot of potential. And let me just scroll down the main collection here to see if there's anything I just didn't think about off rip. I was gonna say Golem decks, because what does Brock do again? I think Brock, interestingly enough, I think, wait, did I put this right? I think Brock inadvertently does better with Golem, because if you can get your Golem out earlier, you can potentially use 2 Brocks. Now this is very niche and situational, but obviously for whatever reason, like you need the final evolution of Golem to use Brock. Now, to me, like, I mean, in the early meta, this maybe wasn't the worst. I mean, it was the worst, but in like theory, it wasn't the worst, because if you think about it, by the time you had Golem up, maybe it already had where is it Golem, or is it with 2 O's, right? By the time you had it up, maybe you already had 3 energy on it. So then you just Brock on your 3rd turn. So like if everything went perfect, so you need it almost what's this like a 4 card setup, and plus on top of all of that, you have to go second for this to work. So Geodude, Graveler, then Golem, and then you put 3 energy on in those 3 turns, and then you Brock in that same turn. So I mean, in theory, it would have worked, but now having been able to Brock earlier, um, you definitely can potentially, you can potentially set this up, and it's still I think 3 turns though. I think regardless. So yeah, I don't think it'll help too much for Golem. But in theory, it'll let if you do have like 2 Brocks, it can give you that extra turn to kind of use the energy on something else. But I just think it's just way too niche, just way too situational. But again, especially with no way to pull it out specifically. It's now asleep. Let's see. I feel like a few of these other like just niche stage 3s might actually make some appearances. Um, like why don't we have a Kingdra? Does anyone know why there's no Kingdra in this game? I said Greninja earlier. Yeah, like I said, we're definitely gonna see Gardevoir. Kabutops actually. Yeah, I was just gonna say because Kabutops might be a little. Yeah, he may make a little comeback actually. Kabutops may make a little comeback. I think I can see him being a little lethal too, especially because you get like the damage back too. So yeah, Kabutops may have some value. Obviously Dragonite's not gonna benefit too much from that. No Wigglytuff isn't going to benefit too much. Scolipede decks can be more consistent now, especially along Weezing. Yeah, Scolipede maybe since you only need 2. And here's kind of like the baseline that like will automatically benefit from this is any stage 2 that only needs 2 energy to attack is going to pretty much benefit because when like if you go long as you go second, you're going to be able to attack. If you go second, you're going to be able to attack. Now, what benefits the most, because it doesn't matter if you went first or second, is a card like I said earlier. Those are the ones I mentioned like right off the bat, like Greninja, Garchomp. Like it doesn't matter if I go first or second. And ideally, if I am running that Gengar, I actually do want to go first and hope I get that already in my hand, and hope that they don't even get a Professor Research off. That is like ideal right there. That is ideal. But yeah, those cards that immediately benefit from you, and I can really imagine like some 16 trainer decks with just Gengar and like maybe 1 hunter and like 2 rare candies. Yeah, I can definitely see some Gengar decks like trolling, because you definitely want it to be first. Maybe a Gengar, and like you might not even want it to attack. Like I said earlier, like who know, I can see some crazy stuff coming in with that. So I would imagine someone pairs it with a fossil, like a Greninja. I mean, sorry, Gengar, like Aerodactyl deck. Like, could you imagine? Just insane, right? Okay, and speaking of Aerodactyl, like, does he need to be in an active spot? No, he doesn't even need to be active. I mean, I don't know how crazy that would be, but yeah. Yeah, like I said, superiority. But yeah, and that's another card I think that benefits a lot is superior and Gardevoir, obviously too. Like I said, the earlier the better with those cards. So yeah, those definitely would benefit. They have no like they just benefit your other mons. So it's not like they need to attack or anything like that. So yeah, I think those would be the biggest winners, and you're just automatically gonna see, I think, an increase in grass just with that superior combo, and then because then like even like cards like any of like the cards, like that Executor. Obviously Celebi is gonna be nice, but there's just a lot that's just gonna do a lot better. Like they need the high energy, and even maybe I remember there was a Torturo that I thought that wasn't too bad. Let me see. Hold on. If I spelled this right. I did not, but I think it's like TA maybe, but I'll just do T grass and we see what we get here. There's definitely a Torturo was looking nice. I know we have one, right? Or do we not good? 'Cause I think we even had like the special one, didn't it? Or no? All right, hold on. Why doesn't it even? It should be T. Let me do T grass. Oh, I guess we never got one with Torturo. But Torturo during your next turn. So yeah, this card can go crazy. Okay, looking at it now, maybe Torturo's not the best because, like I said, he has he can't attack after he attacks once. I could have sworn I didn't know he had that big downfall. But actually, where's Obama Snow at? Or I guess Obama Snow's water, huh? Okay, yep. Okay, I think that's pretty much all I want to say. But yeah, the main ones you should be immediately looking out for is any card. Here again, I'll summarize again, and I've already named a few examples. But any card that's going to any stage 2 that can attack with 2 energy, or has some immediate offensive pressure or ability pressure, like Gardevoir, Superior, or Gengar. Once those cards are out, they have a lot of pressure on the opponent. Also, and then you can't, like, it was so crazy to me, you cannot force out Gengar. Like, I don't know if they thought it, like if just someone gets that combo and you just have like a bad hand early and you have no ability to draw cards or use anything else, like it is going to be a madhouse with that. So I gotta say, hopefully they thought of Gengar when they thought of this new set. But any card that has that immediate pressure with ability or attacking, like Garchomp again, even like I say Glade maybe even, but I think Glade again, like your opponent needs energy too for them to be really effective. But just know, you're definitely gonna see a lot of those stage 2s that can attack early just coming out, like, you know, so be prepared for that. Also just any Misti deck, like, cause there's so many times I lose to what's it called? What's that one called? Wilk Trio. I lose to Wilk Trio so often because they get a Misti, like 3 heads on a Misti on their turn 1, and then their second turn they evolve, and it's like so early in the game to have that much pressure. It is absolute insane. So any deck that can like depend on lucky Misty rolls with a rare candy, yeah, it's gonna be pretty lethal too. So, but that's all I got for you guys. Hope you guys did enjoy, man. Thumbs up, like, comment, subscribe. We're gonna have we're gonna go through the set when it drops. I think tomorrow. So be ready for that video as well. Like I said, I hope you guys did enjoy, man. Thumbs up, like, comment, subscribe. We're out. Peace.